Spawn. More apparently Hellspawn. The officers in training of the Malabogia sent to the living world to hone the potent, yet limited supply of power. They must first prove worthy of the rare selection as a warrior from the realms beyond. The latest recruit, and the first this century, is Lieutenant Colonel Al Simmons. Millions of souls, both good and evil, were bypassed before Simmons was appointed. He had the gift, the right wiring, the well-tuned machinery. During his first existence on Earth, he had shown a willingness to follow orders, to kill, to murder, to slaughter, all in the name of duty. He didn't believe in the great beyond, but his atheistic learnings only made Hell's selection of him even more satisfying. Yet the unbeliever cannot be chosen against his will. He or she must open the door to evil willingly and without hesitation. The surreal trauma of death experienced by each soul leaves many open to exploration. The evil one quickly found the chink in Simmons' emotional armor. Love. Not for duty or country, but for someone. This weakness has been the greatest of all aids to enlistment for the Malabogia's army. Easily manipulated, newly arrived souls will barter nearly anything for love. They will promise and evil will accept. Thus, their fate is sealed. The pact will be in effect for eternity. This irony, love as evil's trump card, is not hidden from God. Someday, these two powers will clash over this cosmic holy grail. Armageddon will be fought for the reason humans exist in the first place. Love. Al Simmons traded his soul for it. Eventually, the new spawn will have all his answers. Until that day, he can only continue to struggle for some sense of order and meaning to his existence. His memory has already accessed some vital clues, but others are buried deeper in his subconscious and emerge only sporadically. Of these brief visions, how many are to be believed? How many have been changed? At least he accepts the notion that his life is completely out of control. The fight with Angela, the angel warrior, sent him to purgatory, temporarily disconnecting his powers. When Al seemed lost, he blinked, only to find himself back on Earth again, among his newfound friends. New York's homeless. His powers obviously include transmutation and reality adjusting. Unfortunately, neither at his discretion. Nor is this the law of this church. Now, for the third time, he has heeded its call, not knowing whether some divine spirit is trying to help or haunt him. His still human thought process allows him to make only the obvious personal connection.
My wedding. It was the only time I entered a church, but what's that got to do with anything? Maybe something. Maybe. Besides, recalling some happiness may be the only way I stay sane.
Do you, Wanda Catherine Blake, take this man?
The ceremony was enjoyable, I heard. My attention was focused solely on Wanda. From the moment she walked down the aisle, until we left the church as husband and wife, I almost forgot how to say I do. I was so mesmerized by her. Not nervous. I was never nervous. Just totally captivated by her beauty and what the day meant for us. Our lives, the future, everything seemed so perfect that day. Especially her. I'll never forget how incredible she looked. How happy she was. How happy I was. when we danced to our song, Endless Love. I was completely unaware of everything but her. I remember Wanda looking at me for just a moment with tears in her eyes. It gave me the warmest feeling of my life. And who could forget little Grandma Blake? Her blindness never slowed that woman down for a second. Feisty, just like her granddaughter.
Please, Al, I don't mean to pry, but why don't you make Wanda take your last name? She won't listen to me. Curse her stubbornness. Doesn't she love you? Isn't she proud of your name? What about your mom and dad? They must be hurt.
It must have been the 50th time we had this discussion. I told her the same thing I did the other 49 times. I met a Wanda Blake. I fell in love with a Wanda Blake. I've been dating a Wanda Blake, and now I was married to a Wanda Blake. Wanda Simmons sounds like my sister.
But what about the children? What are they going to be? Simmons? Blake? One of them hyphenated names? Please, think about the children.
Children. Funny how that point became moot. I wasn't able to give Wanda the kid she wanted so desperately.
Don't worry, we figured it all out. Instead of Blake Simmons, we're going to shorten it to BS. Big BS and Little BS. We're planning on having only 2.
I don't think she was amused. The doctor said it wasn't me who was sterile. Now I know they were wrong. Terry. Damn him. He gave her a child. My best man. My best friend. How could he marry her? How could he do that? Him and Wanda, at night, in their bedroom? I can't stop thinking about it. I feel like I'm being cheated on. Driving myself crazy. Need to get a grip. I know it's not his fault. It's no one's fault. But that doesn't make it feel any better. I need help. I think I know where to get some.
Washington, D.C. The office of Jason Wynn, CIA.
Our investigation showed that only a handful of personnel even had access to those files, sir. Combined with the knowledge of our armory hardware placement, we've narrowed our list down to 3 possibilities.
Who's the top suspect at the moment?
You're not going to like this, sir. Fitzgerald. Terry Fitzgerald.
Damn. I had such high hopes for the young man. What a disappointment. Continue.
Our data shows that he is heavily linked with all facets of high-priority governmental projects, as well as constant interaction with CIA and presidential files. To this point, he has kept a clean record and has been completely open to any security checks.
What's his motive?
Revenge. As I'm sure you're aware, Fitzgerald was best friends with Lieutenant Colonel Al Simmons, one of your former agents. It's our belief that he is trying to gather information that might be useful in a blackmail situation. You remember Simmons, don't you, sir?
Yes, Simmons. Now there was a major disappointment. Shame about his death.
That's the point, sir. At first, Fitzgerald, along with Simmons's widow, blamed the agency for his death. He quickly came to realize his mistake and made formal apologies to the appropriate offices. He has since married Simmons's widow, Wanda Blake. With her paranoia a constant thorn in his side, it would be quite reasonable to assume the two of them have decided to focus their anguish in a hostile fashion.
I see. I want you to contact a couple agents in New York. Have them get across to him a sense of our suspicions. Then follow his every move. It's always amusing to see which direction a scuttling weasel will run.
There she is, sitting on the front porch, just like she always did. Nice to see some things haven't changed.
Hello. Who's there?
Such a simple question. Granny Blake, it's me. It's...
God have mercy. Al, is it really you?
Please, don't get up, Granny.
My dear Al? How can this be? I'm getting scared.
Please, don't be. I won't be long. I just came to tell you that you were right. There is an afterlife. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I'm sorry I didn't heed your warnings. I've been sent to tell you that there's a place in heaven waiting for you when your day comes. The heavens will trumpet your arrival.
Bless you, child. I look forward to joining you and my other friends someday.
Granny, I won't be there with you. Heaven is for the great spirits of the world. Those who care. Those who overcome great hardships. I created strife, not love. When others held out their hands to me, I walked away. God welcomes believers, not doubters. People whose spirits are filled with goodness and compassion. People like you.
Now listen here, boy. You was a hero. You understand. Everyone always told me so. Don't know why you so confused, but God didn't send you down here just to tell me I'm going to heaven. He must have sent you down so he could prove to you that you're a real angel. Ain't no way Satan gonna send one of his just to tell folks they going to heaven. Don't make no sense. You hear me? I love you, Al. I miss you so much. You made me laugh like no one else could. I miss that. I miss you. And Wanda, you be so proud of her, carrying on with life. Got herself a beautiful girl, and her husband didn't take his last name either. Though I suppose you know all this, sitting up there watching down on us all day.
Granny, I have to ask you something. Does Wanda still think of me?
Heaven's sakes, child! That woman's got more love for you today than she ever had. She misses you more than any of us. You gave her happiness, Al, and love. No one can ever take that away. She still visits me every Tuesday. When we talk about you, I can still hear the love in her voice. I know your pain, but someday you and Wanda will be reunited forever. We all will.
I hope you're right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Granny. I have to go now. God bless you.
New York City officials confirmed their intent to beef up police presence in Manhattan's Lower West in response to the sudden rash of violence in that city's back streets. Besides earlier reports of non-sanctioned young blood activity, there remains the question of why so many of the victims are suspected of connections to the mafia. With this new development, it comes as no surprise to organized crime watches that Sicilian bodyguard Overt Kill was reportedly seen in New York last week. However, our reporters have no luck in determining his whereabouts. According to sources close to the mayor's office, Manhattan is facing the grim possibility of a war, seemingly between those mafia gangs and the mobs of disenfranchised youth who pattern themselves after the government's young blood program.
Spineless whelps! That's right, you punks. You heard me. In my day, we didn't resort to such cowardly stunts as shooting one another. Mind you, I don't give a hoot if you want to litter the alleys with each other's intestines. Fact is, that make me rather giddy. What gets my goat, though, is that you have to shoot at all. You want to emulate the government whiz kids? Fine. I think that's moronic. But what can I expect from a bunch of teenage techno nerds? Certainly not intelligence. When I belong to gangs, we settle things with our fist. You can see the enemy's eyes. Now you use young blood type military hardware that can level a city block in one shot. Oh yeah, what a bunch of friggin' heroes.
In a major coup, Paramount Studio executives have purchased the film rights to Matt Curtis' bestseller, Courageous Ambitions, The Al Simmons Story. This unofficial biography delves into the political arena to show us just how demanding it can be, working as one of the president's errand boys. Following the huge success of Clint Eastwood's new film, In the Line of Fire, as well as prior fascination with Colonel Oliver North and General Stormin Norman Schwarzkopf, it looks as if Hollywood is determined to run this new genre into the ground. This just in. We've received word that the agency handling Youngblood's very own Bedrock has run into some legal snags with animators Hanna-Barbera over name use rights.
New York City. The NYPD's 12th precinct.
I can't believe it! What a load of crap! Just because they find a dead guy strung up in our office with popsicle sticks rammed through his belly, we're put on internal probation.
Only until the board's inquiry gives its results.
Screw the board! And screw Chief Banks! That son of a bitch has been running me every day! What's the friggin' idiot think we did? Carry Kincaid's bloody body up the side of the building?
Yes, sir. He does.
Listen, Twitch, we both know that Kincaid deserved to die. Hell, everyone thought so. But the mere fact that Banks thinks we had anything at all to do with the popsicle sticks poking out of him just infuriates me to no end.
Don't forget the ice cream scoop.
Jeez, Twitch. How can you joke at a time like this? Your ass is in the fire, too!
I realize that, sir, but I try to look at the bright side, such as, there can be no possible way they can find either of us even remotely responsible for what happened to Billy Kincaid. Plus, the evidence we found in the house he rented proves that the courts made a mistake letting him go in the first place. It is they who must answer to that little girl's parents, not us. I know I've done nothing wrong. That's peace enough. In the meantime, we can only wait for the board's final decision. No sense getting in a huff in the interim. Besides, when they do clear us, there is the small matter of that Cape stranger who appeared at Kincaid's residence.
They don't know about our little red hero yet. He's our only lead in the case, and I hear he might have some connection to those alleyway incidents. As for putting on a happy face, sorry I'm not as perfect as you. But if it will make you feel happier, I'll put me rose-colored glasses on and pretend like all is so very, very wonderful. There now! I feel so much better. Isn't life grand?
That's it, sir. I especially live for these sarcastic mood shifts of yours. Quite uplifting.
As the sun shines bright the next day, Wanda Blake and her daughter, Cyan, take time to enjoy the warmth.
Did you have a fun walk, Cyan? No. You mean yes? You can say yes. Yes. That's a good girl. Mama's glad we went for a walk. So is Shanna. Can you say Shanna? Sha. Right. Mama. Yes, dear? What is it? Juice. You want some juice? Nope. You mean yes. How do you ask? Please. That's a good girl. Come, sit on Mama so you don't spill any. Sha. No, Shanna can't have any juice. We'll get her some water when we get home. Hey, who's that?
Gonna getcha.
Go get him. Dad.
Cyan. How's my little girl today? Have you been good for Mom?
Nope. It's funny how she says that instead of yes. I know that she means yes, but it must confuse the daycare people a bit. Anyway, how was work?
Oh, the same. Still haven't made me president, but I'm sure they'll get around to it. How was yours?
Not bad, actually. We finally solved the problem with our computers, and tomorrow we're... Dad.
Yes, Cyan.
Home.
Okay, sweetie. We're almost there.
Pooh.
Yes, you can watch your Winnie the Pooh tape.
Looks like you have company. I don't get why you guys can't leave your work at the office. Don't keep him too long, fellas. Mama? Home. Yes, sweetie. Here, Terry, I'll take her. It's time for her to eat anyways.
Oh, you're gonna fall. Ready? Go see your mom. Now what can I do for you guys?
Beautiful family you have there, Mr. Fitzgerald. Sure be a shame if something were to happen to them.
Real shame.
Excellent. Fitzgerald has been properly advised?
Yes, sir. We've also started around-the-clock surveillance on both he and his wife.
Perfect.
Midnight. The back streets of Manhattan's Lower East Side. Friends share their bottles and stories with each other. They also share anything else they might have in common with one another.
Wilma!
Whoa, take it easy there, Al. Save some for us. Boy, you're sure in a festive mood tonight. What happened? You get laid last night?
I just exorcised a few demons. No big deal.
Hey, fellas, let's sing the Fred and Barney song again. Gosh, used to love that little Dino.
Screw Dino. He's a pussy. But the T-Rex at Jurassic Park kids tell me that's a for real dinosaur.
I don't see what the big fuss is over that movie. Especially since none of us have seen it. Boys, let me tell you what's awesome. Not some stupid movie about giant lizards. It's Bobby over there. To heck with Jurassic Park. Have the guys ever smelled his Jurassic farts? Smell like they're 70 million years old or something. Honest to God. Oh my, I think we're getting tired. How about one great story before we call it quits? Hey, Gareth, come here and tell Al that story about you and the cops falling into the big window at Macy's.
Yeah. Let me finish my whiz first.
You're gonna love this, Al. Gareth tells the best stories ever. Oh, maybe he'll tell you the one about his last chick, too.
There, that's much better. What's this? Ooh, look at me. I'm the hero now. I want to suck your blood.
Sorry, Charlie, I think I barfed on your head.
Get out of here.
So, Al, what do you think? Figure I got the fortitude to be a tough guy like you? Nothing tough about you except your looks.
Oh, very funny.
Garrett, no, you shouldn't have put that.
The mask moved itself. How'd it do that?
Al, help him! He can't breathe. A damn mask trying to suffocate him.
Garrett, you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sorry, but I don't have any control over this. You have to believe me.
I'll be okay. Don't worry. But I gotta tell you, not being able to breathe like that, well, it was almost as bad as being around one of them Jurassic farts of Bobby.
Har, that Gareb. Always the kidder.
I appreciate your humor, but I have to tell you, this is not funny. None of it is. I can't contain this costume's movements. When it perceives an enemy, it makes its own choices. Why did it attack Gareb? Consider him a hostile? Don't ask. I haven't a goddamn clue how any of this happens. Yet for some reason, I feel I need this outfit. So just leave it alone.
Then suddenly...
No.
Al's mind explodes. He believes it's the alcohol. It's not. Then suddenly, the picture becomes clear. The clues have been there all the time. He had thought the coffin was a reminder of his death. In a way, it was. It also meant so much more. The flag. That's the missing piece of the puzzle. And the skull. It signifies death. Not the Grim Reaper, as his instincts were telling him, but the face of his killer. Newly unblocked images come pouring into his memory's void. He sees the face of death springing forth like an evil weed to choke off the things around it. Then, suddenly, finally, it makes sense. All of it. The flag didn't signify patriotism. It was the killer's employer. The face of death was nothing more than a mask, or more specifically, makeup. And the final piece, it now seems so obvious. How could I have been so blind, thinks Al. It's not my wedding. It's his name. It wasn't a church. Damn it. It wasn't a church. It was... chapel.
No! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to become part of the House Simmons Army. Also, follow the Twitter for more updates. Malibu, just you wait.